My husband prefers masturbation over sex with me. What is going on? I'm Dr. Trish Leigh. I'm here to answer that question for you. Okay, it goes back to his brain. I'm sure you were probably expecting that, but let me explain how. So if a man has had a masturbation habit for a very long time, even if it's a year or two, but usually it's 5, 10, 15, 20, masturbation usually starts in the teenage years for young men. Many times it's coupled with pornography. And what that does is it gives a huge dopamine dump into that man's brain. It gives just a release of neurotransmitters that give him the feeling of pleasure. But here's the most important point. It also is a pain reliever. There's neurotransmitters in the brain that literally act like pain relievers. So it ends up becoming a dump of pain reliever in the brain also. Now, why is that important? Because all of this has nothing to do with sex. It has to do with pain on the inside, typically from some type of trauma in childhood. And then that pain has been with him for a very long time, and masturbation has become the medication to soothe the pain. Now, if you can wrap your mind around that, you can approach this whole thing better than if you just think about it as masturbation versus sex. But what it comes down to is the habit is a self-medication, self-soothing habit. And what you really want is for your husband not to need to do that anymore, to not have the pain inside. So how do you do that? You have to find out what the root of the pain is and make the pain go away so that the habit to medicate the pain is just no longer necessary. And that is not an easy road. That will definitely not be an easy road for you because most of it is out of your control. But it won't be an easy road for your husband either because likely his brain is hardwired neurologically to need that medication right now. And if it's at addiction levels, but even if it's at habit levels, what happens is that brain is the driving force that makes it so that the habit has to continue. It's not desire. It's not just, I'm bored and I feel like doing it. It's literally the brain needing it to just survive and be able to keep going. So me as a neurofeedback practitioner and a certified brain health coach and sex addiction recovery coach, what I do is I can analyze how a man's brain is performing and see if it is performing in that mode that requires self-medication. And that can either be through alcohol or through masturbation, through pornography, through some other type of sex addiction, through drugs. And that pattern is the driving force for what that person needs to self-medicate. Once I see if that pattern is there, then using neurofeedback brain training therapy and very specific coaching tools and strategies and techniques to behaviorally reset the brain. That is how your man can be successful in rebooting his brain. Now, what do you need to do? I have many other videos telling you what you need to do, but basically, you need to gain strength in your journey so that you can stand next to your husband through this journey, supporting him. And then eventually, he'll come online and he'll be able to support you. And now the two of you will be able to walk the journey together, combating the problem, which isn't him. I'm reminding you, it is the way that his brain is performing. So it will no longer be you versus him. It will be you versus this problem. You two together as a couple versus this problem. That's the best way for you to make it out alive. Okay,